Her Excellency, the Governor, Ms. Julia Crouch, Honorable Premier, Dr. Ellis Webster, Honorable Minister of Home Affairs, Mr. Ken Hodge, Honorable Minister for Infrastructure and Tourism, Mr. Hayden Hughes, Honorable Minister of Education and Social Development, Ms. Deanne Kentish-Rogers, Honorable Elected Member, Mr. Joseph Vanderpool, Honorable Elected Member, Mr. Kyle Hodge, Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Bonnie Richardson-Lake, friends, family, Anguillians, welcome. This afternoon is a momentous occasion. There's a lot of times in our history when we've used those words, but today, those words carry every single syllable, momentous occasion. As an avid sports lover, I love long distance running, and this isn't the first time in the history of anything I've seen a marathon sprint. A few weeks ago, we were here in rubble. Now when you're stepping into here today, it's almost like you're stepping into another country. Kudos and well done to everyone. We will now start this afternoon proceedings. We'll have a design overview by Mr. Courtney Morton.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Adopting the protocol already established, my job is a simple one, to speak to you about the new Landsome Cultural Center. It was about 6 months ago when Mr. Honorable Hayden Hughes and the Honorable Deanne Kentish-Rogers asked me if I could come forward with a design for the Landsome Cultural Center. And of course, I jumped at the opportunity. There were a lot of people that played an important role in the design and development of this cultural center. And first, I must signal out Mr. Ivan Connor, who slept on the floor in Public Works many nights while I work on the design. I also like to signal out Mr. Bevan Ashley Brooks, who was always that critic with something that needs to be changed. I also like to thank the team at Michael, Kasim, Darrell, our electrician inspector, and those who take forward the design and make it a reality. I now start with a project overview. The project in which you stand or sit in right now covers over 35,000 square feet. The backstage, which sits behind us, houses 10 dressing rooms, 2 master dressing rooms, and 2 bathrooms. The bathrooms, of course, are unisex bathrooms. The stage is one of the biggest we've seen around the region, which goes from 45 feet in width to 90 feet in length. The redesign of this facility places the entrance on the southern side. The parking is on the southern side, the entrance is on the southern side, and as you enter, you have an overall view of this beautiful edifice. On the ground floor, we have 24 booths. Among those 24, we have 2 booths that are designed to have a kitchen for cooking. The design on both sides have 12 on the right and 12 on the left side. We also have the male bathrooms in the back, which is on my right, and the female's bathroom, which is on my left. In the entrance, we have two staircases that take you up to a second floor. The second floor, of course, is designed as a VIP section. On the left side, we have 5 booths. On the right side, we have 5 booths. We also house a restaurant in the back, a full restaurant, which will be leased out in the coming months to serve the general public for lunch and, of course, an evening drink. There are 3 booths that sat behind us facing the stage. The middle one is for the judges, the left one is for media, the right one is for media/police. We also house a security building beyond you that marks Red Cross, and of course that building will be used for security and Red Cross. On my immediate right, where we have the black gravel, that will be used for our barbecue pit and our food vans. On my immediate left, we have an area designed for our health team, the ambulance, and also our medical team. This facility was built with everyone in mind, the churches, the school, the culture, and what have you. And it's in our best interest to use this on a weekly basis, if not daily. Again, I present to you the Anguilla newly built Landsome Cultural Center. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Morton, for that brief overview of the project design. If I was given the job to give the overview of the design, I would have just said, the place bad, my son. Got the place bad. He went on too long, all he had to say is the place bad. But on a serious note, he did mention one of the persons who helped him with the design, Mr. Darrell Richardson. He suffered an injury, and unfortunately, he can't be here with us today. He had to be flown overseas for medical services. So I just want us to keep Mr. Richardson in his prayers and also thank him from now for all the work he went into getting this place designed. Thank you, Mr. Richardson. We'll now hear from Mr. Kasim Ford to give us a project overview.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to adopt the protocol that has already been established, and my assignment this afternoon is to do the project overview. I would like to say, first of all, that my role in this project was electrical designer and then coordinator of electrical data and other mechanical systems for the project. If I'm to go from my start on this project, I can say I can remember a call sometime in late January when I was asked to do the electrical design, and then I was asked to do it in 2 days. And only in retrospect, I can look back and say that was just a real indication of the way that this project would have been gone about. And everybody can look at it and see that this was quite frankly done in warp speed. So I think we should give kudos to the contractors, Leeward Construction and GT Construction, for not just doing quick work, but you can look around and see the quality of the work that has been done here this afternoon. This project, my first question that I would have asked when talking about this design was, what is the building to be used for? And we can see that there's capacity here for now and for even in the future. The stage is bigger than it was before. The booths are bigger than they were before. The entire edifice is built for us to grow into, and I can say that this was done safely. it was done reliably, and it will be a facility that can be used by the persons that are intended for it to be used. This project started with a design, as I can say, was about 6 months ago. The project team did some adjustments to the design, and then we got onto the road. Obviously, everyone knows that we were working in an unconventional method with a external funder. So we at MICO didn't necessarily have complete control over the finances of the project, but we were trying to coordinate to make sure that everything was in the place that it was meant to be. And I'm quite comfortable from an electrical perspective is what I can say. This afternoon I was able to, yesterday afternoon I was able to issue the certificate for the power being supplied to the facility, and I am comfortable to say that everyone should feel safe and happy with this edifice here this afternoon. We are not at the finish line. There, as you can look around, you can see there's some plywood and there are a few matters that are left to be done. But those things are well underway, and I can't wait in a week or 2 or 3 to see what the final product would be that would have been on paper, because as a designer, you always want to see your ideas come to light. So I pray that everyone will continue to pray for all those that are continuing to work. This is the blessing, but as you can see, there's still work to go. So continue to pray for those that continue to work, that at the end of the day, the finished product will be something that we can all boast about in Anguilla and throughout the region. Those are my comments for today, and I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ford. You're going to hear a recurring theme in all of these speeches this afternoon, because what it is what we know: warp speed. 2 days in for electrical design. Thank you, Mr. Ford. I know he didn't write his speech, and he did say everything is bigger, and because his notes weren't written down, he forgot to say better. Everything ain't just bigger in here, it's better. We will now hear from Her Excellency, the Governor, Ms. Julia Crouch.
Good afternoon, everybody. Adopting the protocol already established, I'm just delighted to be here at this blessing for this quite extraordinary building. Extraordinary in many ways, both for the speed that it's been put up, but also the vision, and from what we can see today, the quality. It's a testament, really, to the extraordinary talent that we have in this island, to the hard work and the determination. Because I'll be honest, when the ministers brought me here at the beginning of the year to see the old building and told me this would be built ready for the festival, there were a few questions, I have to say, and they'll give testament to that. They worked tirelessly, and everybody who's been involved in this project has worked tirelessly to see this almost to fruition. But the beautiful videos that Minister Hughes posts us almost on an hourly basis actually do not do it justice to how it feels when you actually stand in the space. It really is quite extraordinary. I know lots of people have done work on this project, and I'm going to just, if you forgive me, thank particularly the public service. I know there'll be a chance to thank the many, many other people, but they have played their role stepping in to make sure that this building is not only beautiful, but safe. And I know in our current environment, that is incredibly important. So I do want to thank people like the Red Cross. I want to thank people like the fire service who've been here every day to make sure that everything is in order. I think that's so important. I think we can all be proud of the way that people have come together to deliver this. I'm really looking forward to coming to the shows, to coming to the events, confident that we are in a building that has been transformed. So finally, let me just congratulate every single person who's been involved in this and look forward to this building being used by members of the community for many, many years to go. It's a symbol of what can be achieved when we join together for a unified cause. And we need that spirit at the moment more than ever. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. Like the Governor said, when we all get together and we work for a unified cause, look around. Just look around. Okay. We'll now have some brief remarks. These remarks will be given by Permanent Secretary Bonnie Richardson-Lake on behalf of DOT.
Thank you, Chair. Protocol having already been established, I bring you some remarks on from the representative of DART. He is the Vice President of Development Management, Mr. Tom Sperandio. And he says, "Thank you for allowing me the honor of sending through a few words commemorating the opening of the new Landsome Bowl facility. It is truly a beautiful facility, and we hope that it will bring enjoyment for generations to come. At DART, we take great pride in creating places and opportunities and experiences that enrich lives now and for the future generations. It has been a privilege to be involved in the project from start to finish, and we are happy with the partnership and the relationships that we have been formed along the way. The combined teams of the Government of Anguilla, MICU, DART, GT Construction, and Leeward Construction should be very proud of their accomplishment. Designing and building a facility of this caliber in 6 months is an amazing achievement. It would not have been possible without leadership, teamwork, industriousness, and can-do attitude demonstrated by all. It shows just what is possible when people unite for a common goal. I look forward to seeing the facility and the festivities in person and look forward to collaborating on future projects. Tom Sperandio." Thank you.
Thank you, PS. And those remarks were given, like I said before, on behalf of DOT. And we owe DOT a debt of gratitude. They came to the table, and as we like to say, they put their money where their mouth is. And we thank them. We really, really, truly do thank them. Because like I keep telling people, this is not the Carnival Village, this is the Landsome Bowl Cultural Center. I expect to come here to plays, I expect here to come to gospel concerts, dances. We have a true cultural center. So to that, we thank you. Next, we'll be having some brief remarks by Mr. Greg Hughes of GT Construction. Mr. Hughes.
Good day, everyone. I am a man of a mic, but I want to thank the community of South Valley, the everyday look-on, the best construction manager I could find in the Caribbean, Jean-Michel Morton, and team, Sheridan Hobart, plumber, electrician, still can't believe it, Denroy Chicky, very proud of you, bro, and everyone else who fall in line, including Leroy Blacks, Fleming. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you guys. Leroy, thanks for your behavior. It was a pleasure working with you. And everybody, thank you.
Imagine that, a Hughes with few words. We do thank you, Mr. Hughes. We really, truly do thank you. We'll now hear from Leeward Construction. Mr. B.W.I. Gums, Pastor B.W.I. Gums will give those remarks.
The protocol has already been established. A pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and esteemed community members, good afternoon. Today we gather to celebrate not just the opening of the magnificent new cultural center, but also the profound journey of resilience, progress, and unity that has brought us here. I should begin with words that express heartfelt gratitude. First, to the Almighty for presenting such an opportunity and for seeing us through this opportunity. I must say thank you to Dot for taking the opportunity to invest in this community and impact the wider population of Anguilla by extension. I must say thank you to this present administration and other parties involved for the vision and the opportunity to share in that vision. We are grateful to have been considered, along with Greg's Trucking Construction, in the swift redevelopment of this project. Many thanks go out to the team at Leeward Construction, the office staff, the subcontractors, the foremen, for their hard work, long hours, and their determination to get things done. The former Landsome Cultural Center held many memories for so many of us. I've seen it from the time I was nothing. I think I even had my primary school graduation in the former building. But the new cultural center we inaugurate today is more than just a building. It is a sanctuary for the arts, a hub for education, and a platform for dialogue. It is a place where voices can be heard, where stories can be shared, and where every individual can find a sense of belonging. As Mahatma Gandhi wisely said, a nation's culture resides in the hearts and in the soul of its people. This center, ladies and gentlemen, is a reflection of our heart and soul, a mosaic of the diverse cultures that enrich our community. One can only look forward to the many memories that will now be created here. To the visionaries, the advocates, and the builders who made this dream a reality, we extend our deepest gratitude. Your dedication and perseverance has given the people of Anguilla a gift that will keep on giving, meaning a space where creativity and culture will flourish for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Gumps. A sanctuary for the cultural arts. I had to write that down. You will be hearing that in one of my speeches going forward, sir. I hope you haven't copyrighted it. The sanctuary for the arts. What I like about both Mr. Gums and Mr. Hughes, before they got into the meat of what they wanted to say, they made sure to thank their crew, their hard-working crew. And those of us who've been passing around here know that their crews, both crews, work hard. Also, I know he singled out my part, Mr. Michel Morton Zah. Anyone who knows Zah, I know Zah when he was a cricketer. He was also a teammate of mine playing basketball. And no matter what Zah did, it was always for excellence. It pissed some of the, can I say that? It made some of his teammates angry with his attitude, and I've no doubt that some of the guys who work for him would feel that same pressure I felt playing basketball with Zah, because he accepted nothing but excellence. Mr. Morton, take a bow. We will now have some brief remarks by the Honorable Minister of Infrastructure, Communication, Utilities, Housing and Tourism, and Micromanaging, Mr. Hayden Hughes.
Good afternoon. I am reminded of a song that I listened to just yesterday, and it was by DJ Khaled, and it said, "They didn't believe in us, but God did. God did." Protocol having been established, it was just under a year ago when the Honorable Deanne Kentish Rogers stood on a stage that was right here. Not a stage, but a stage that was right here. And she said at the 49th edition of the Anguilla Summer Festival, "This will be the last time we will be celebrating in this facility." And ladies and gentlemen, when she said that, I could only think that the words of Curtis Richardson was coming to me, which mean that she would be putting the pressure on me and squeezing me real hard. And that is what she did. She placed the pressure on all of us and she squeezed us real hard. And so that pressure that she placed upon me, I had to place on Kasim and gave him 2 days to turn around an electrical drawing, 2 days for Cardell to turn around a plumbing drawing, and Courtney Morton, Darrell Richardson, Claudius Gums, and others had to come up with a drawing in short order. And the Honorable Deanne Kentish Rogers thought it was important that she came in the heart of South Valley and conduct a consultation. And many people came out. And during that consultation, a lady by the name of Janie Raymond, she looked at the drawing and she said, the dressing rooms are too small. And so we had to go back to the drawing board. And today we have 10 dressing rooms that are the envy of the Caribbean, with 2 of them equipped with showers and toilet facilities. But rest assured, there won't be any fishy business in there. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to say to you that this was one of the hardest things that we had to do. Not only internally, but externally. We came under severe pressure. Internally, externally, social media, everyone believed that it couldn't be done. And in March of 2024, we started this facility with the goal of being here on the 18th of July, 2024. And by the calendar that is hung in my office, I looked upon it and I saw 1807-2024. So we made it. We made it, ladies and gentlemen. And we didn't make it only because of the great work of GT Construction and Leeward Construction. We made it because you, the people of Anguilla, believed in us and God had us. And if God be with us, who can be against us? And so I say to you today that in generations to come, we will look back at that day, that fateful day in 2023, when the Honorable Deanne Kentish made that declaration. And I want to say that I look around here and I see persons who have been here from the time we had the jollification celebration, the jollification demolition. I see faces such as Raymond, Shirley, Janice. I see Andrea, Marley and Inique. I see Bevan. I see Fatih. Well, he was working, so it's a little different. I see Chief and Dagi, and so many of you, Sheepy. So they asked me to say a few words, and I will leave it here. Leslie, we made it. We made it. So on behalf of a grateful nation, I want to say to Dot, thank you. Because without you, the vision, and it is important to have vision in everything you do. If you seek leadership, you must have vision. Because the Bible itself says, where there's a lack of vision, the people perish. But without Dot, the vision that the Honorable Deanne Kentish Rogers had, and the tenacity of the Honorable Premier, who said that every developer who comes to our shows must have a social development project, that vision could not be realized. So there are so many to be thankful for and so many to thank. But I don't have that list in front of me today, so I will leave that to those who are more qualified than I am. But we are grateful. We are eternally grateful, and we are also grateful to the people of South Valley, and especially in the businesses who were immediately right, who braved the early days of dust and inconvenience. So thank you very much, and remember the Anguilla Summer Festival and why we celebrate the Anguilla Summer Festival. We celebrate the Anguilla Summer Festival because in 1834, we are emancipated. Emancipation, we are celebrating the emancipation of slavery. So people from Island Harbor to West End, from Shoal Bay to the forest, can come together and commune together and celebrate together with peace, love, and harmony. Thank you.
For a moment there, I thought Pastor B.W.I lost his job. Thank you, Minister, for keeping it kind of brief. We really do thank you. And he shouted out persons who have been here from day one. One name he missed, my Auntie Weezy, who back there with her knee bandaged up. Every time she see me, she say, when you're passing by the village, I actually thought she had a booth or something here, because she's one who never missed a day. And to all you guys who keep coming here, keep giving encouragement to the guys who are here walking, look, we owe you. We owe you a debt of gratitude. That's the kind of Anguillan spirit. That's what Anguillans are known for. You know, in these times when it feels like the Anguillan spirit is just falling apart, it's these moments that make you proud to be an Anguillan, when you can see Anguillans just rallying. Even if the other day the minister was telling me about a lady who comes here and just takes up a shovel. She has shoveled, she watered the plants just because she wants to see this thing come to completion. We owe you folks a debt of gratitude. We will now hear from our honorable leader, the Honorable Premier, Dr. Ellis Lorenzo Webster.
God is good all the time. Amen. Thank you. We couldn't be here without the Almighty, and this is great. I stand here in awe and amazement. You know, it was 5 months and 1 day ago, on the 17th of February, 2024, when the Minister for Social Development and Education got up in the old heavy equipment and put a hole in the wall of the old Carnival Village, and it was demolished. And I know that some of you have been here from day one until now. And out of that rubble, we behold this beautiful edifice, the vision of Minister Deanne Kentish-Rogers, the persistence of Minister Hayden Hughes, the design, Courtney Morton and others. And I am amazed at the speed at which this Landsome Bowl Cultural Center has been built. This shows Anguillan ingenuity. I don't think any foreign contractor could have done this as well as it's done in the time that it's done. And so we just want to say thanks to those who've made this possible. This was a collective effort. But most of all, I want to thank Dot, Jackie, and Jim, Ben, Matt, and Tom. Because without the funding for this, we couldn't make it happen. But we knew that it would happen. Because once it's spoken, the funds come. And that's what we have found with this administration, that God has been good to us. And God has helped us. He helped with the Blowing Point Ferry Terminal. He's helped us find the funding for the new airport terminal to expand the runway. And even when the UK pulled out from helping with the extension of the runway, God made it possible that the .ai domain name registration revenue increased in so much in abundance so that we can make that possible. So we knew it, and that's why we are here. I want to thank Leroy Gums and his team, Leeward Construction. Thank Greg Hughes and his team, GT Construction. I want to thank Mike Koo. Thank the Ministry and Department, Social Development, DYC, because it took this collective effort to make this happen. I am proud to be here today. I came here a few days ago, and I was, as I said, shocked and amazed at how this, what looked on paper to be this small open structure, has been transformed into this massive edifice that is the envy of all of the Caribbean. You go to other countries in the Caribbean that have been independent for years, and they cannot boast to have this type of a cultural center. Again, Anguillians, we always say that we are number one. Our Anguilla begins with A, and so we're at the top. But most of all, I want to thank the people of Anguilla, those who came out day after day, night after night, didn't matter what the weather was. Some of you are sitting down here, some of you are in the back. You know who you are. And you had to give that encouragement because the guys worked harder when they knew you were watching. And even in the middle of the night, they were still working because they knew that we had a deadline. As the minister said, he put up that deadline there way back before this started. He said that we'd be done and ready to use this center by July 18, 2024. We are here today. Thank God for that. But we know that the goal of this, getting it done so quickly, was to get to Carnival 50, the 50th anniversary of our Anguilla Summer Festival. And we will be able to celebrate that in this center, built by Anguillians, for Anguillians. What more could you want? So the family reunion, it's set up. Tonight we have the gospel explosion. And in the next week or so, we're going to have carnival celebrations. I want each one of us to be thankful for what we get, to be grateful for what we have, and to look forward to more to come. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Premier. Both Minister Hughes and the Honorable Premier mentioned it. Faith in God, faith that God will pull us through. You know, since being part of this team, there's no meetings we start without prayer. We have our Honorable Minister Hodge in the back, who always leads us in prayer before every meeting. And we are here in Anguilla, we are a Christian community. We still are. I still have that faith in us. And I just want to tell everyone here, I know we are going on into the summer festival where gyrating and other activities will be happening. But within everything, you just need to have faith in God. You just need to have that faith because it's only faith in God and it's only God that got us this far. Because I know when everyone else looked at what was going to happen when the building was decommissioned to now, there was a lot of those with little faith. But because of God, we are here. So I know Pastor's going to be coming on to bless us and open this edifice. And I keep reminding myself it's a Landsome Cultural Center because we're going to be here for gospel concerts, the first of which will be tonight. So I encourage everyone who don't have on their dancing shoes to, as this ceremony is finished, go change for your dancing shoes. I had the pleasure of hearing Brent Hoyt a few weeks ago when he was down at the Coronation Ballpark, and you're going to be in for a treat later. But before all of that, without further ado, anybody who needs some parlay numbers, check this lady who's going to be speaking next. Because when she speaks it, it comes into existence. I now bring to the stage the Honorable Minister for Education and Social Development, the Honorable Deanne Kentish Rogers.
queen of the bulldozer, they say. Good afternoon, everyone. Protocol already established. This moment has been a long time coming, well, to some a short time coming, but I've been so anxious about it. I didn't know what to say. And I think it's because everybody has been working so feverishly. But this morning, I put on the radio on 89.1, and a Sizzler song started to play. And it was, "You can't keep a good man down, always keep a smile when they want you to frown. Keep the vibes and I stand my ground. They will never ever take your crown. 'Cause we solid as a rock, they just can't stop we now. Even when they set their traps, they just can't stop we now." And that song really captured the essence of how I felt about this moment. It was not a moment that came easily. There were tons of challenges. Of course, delivering a 35,000 square foot facility in 4 months, not 6 months, 4 months, is unheard of in this region. Unheard of. And so, it is a testament, and we said it before, to the actual skill and resilience of our people. And I tell you, there were over 400 persons working in this facility. And I dare say that this is the only facility of its type in the entire Caribbean region. I think I can say that without any contrary opinion. But what being here today demonstrated to me is that there are hardworking, dedicated, focused Anguillians who will do the best they can to make things happen for their country. And when I tell you the best they can, because I know the sleepless nights, the overtime hours, without pay, that the men and women put into working on this site. They worked through the night, they worked on weekends. I remember coming into this facility, and every time Zah would see me, depending on my facial expression, he knew exactly what was coming next. And I thank both Greg and Leroy for their patience and for their determination, because we, of course, had many, many challenges along the way. But beyond the men who made this facility what it is today, we had a night watch team. I see one sitting there in her chair. She brings it every time to support her little knee. And they stayed here every evening, well past midnight, watching the materials, because they told me, "Deanne, nobody's going to steal any materials from this site." They made sure that if there was a fresh paint anywhere, that if persons came in to see the Landsome Cultural Center, they would be blocking it off. This facility didn't have one project manager. It had probably 47. And each of them executed their job with such pride and such patriotism. Yes, I see Anik there in the back. And I appreciate every single drop of time they've invested into this facility. And in light of the night watch crew, I want to take a moment of silence to recognize two members of that night watch crew who have since passed, Mr. Ashton Richardson and Mr. Dizzy Brooks. You see, this facility is bigger than the 50th celebration of the Anguilla Summer Festival. It was an opportunity for us to celebrate each other, to have a feel-good project, to come together. It encompasses the vision not only of celebrating our culture here during the June, July, and August months, but the vision for a year-round, active, cultural and community center that caters and facilitates the bridge between the young and the old, the culturally inclined, the poetry lovers, the theater lovers, the domino players, the yoga instructors, the spiritual leaders. This is the hub of creativity for our island. It is the hub of opportunity for young people in the creative industry. And to you, I say, you finally have a home. I am proud, and I am the entire Anguillian community owes a debt of gratitude to DART for the single largest social contribution to this country. We can't get here without money, so we have to thank them. It has been this administration's focal point to ensure that all developers have a keen sense of their social responsibility to this island. And we have seen the increased investment of our foreign direct investment partners. I want to thank them again. To the people of South Valley and District 4, I also want to thank you. Because of the warp speed of this project, there were periods of inconvenience, of dust, of sound disturbance, even to the Valley Primary School. And I want to thank each and every member of the community for not only bearing with us during the construction period, but also encouraging us through this period, telling us they want to see this happen. Leroy and Greg is hiding. For the past, and I counted, 138 days, you and your teams have been exemplary examples of work ethic and commitment to national pride. The Landsome Cultural Center has always been the hub of activity, creative and otherwise, in this country. And it has been an honor to be the minister responsible for its recreation and its new vision. But I must also thank my team, the Honorable Premier, the Minister of Infrastructure, the Parliamentary Secretary, the Minister of Sustainability and Innovation, the Minister of Home Affairs, for sticking with me through it. I know I stressed you out. I told you that this was the most important project, so you had to sideline your own. But this is a project that is actually for the entire country. And so I thank you for seeing the vision through with me, for seeing the need to create a community center for the people of Anguilla and to actually invest in culture. We talk about investments in education, in social development, but culture is a way of being of a people. And if we don't invest in our identity as an Anguillian people, no matter how many investments in education and sports, we will never have enough. Because the only thing that keeps people together, that glues people together, is culture. And for that, I want to thank everyone who has played a role in getting us to this point and officially bless this opening of the Landsome Bowl Cultural Center.
Thank you so much, Minister. And for the moment we all came here for, the official blessing of the Landsome Bowl Cultural Center, I call Pastor B.W.I. Gums.
Can we all stand this afternoon, please? Let's bow our heads in prayer. Gracious and loving Father, Almighty God, the Supreme Spirit, we gather here today in your presence to dedicate and bless this new building. We are filled with gratitude and joy as we stand before this space, which has been created for the enrichment of our community. We thank you for the vision, resources, and hands that have brought this dream to fruition. Heavenly Father, I ask for your blessing upon this building. I rebuke every act of violence. I rebuke every act of vandalism. I pray against hurricanes and earthquakes and other natural disasters. I rebuke every spirit of murder and bloodshed. Let this building be a beacon of hope, a sanctuary of learning, and a haven of creativity. May it serve as a reminder of the beauty and diversity of your creation. I ask that your spirit of wisdom, compassion, and grace guide the activities and events that take place within these walls. I lift up to you, Father, all those who will work in this building, volunteer here, and participate in the programs offered. Grant them strength, patience, and a spirit of cooperation. May their efforts be blessed and their contributions cherished. I also pray for the leaders and the organizers, that they may be guided by your wisdom and grace in all their decisions. I dedicate this building to you, and I ask that your presence be felt in every corner of this building. May it be a place where your glory is reflected in the arts, in education, and in community gatherings. I pray that all the outstanding items will arrive sooner than expected. No mishaps, no accidents, nothing missing or broken. I pray that the full completion of this building and its civil works will be a smooth process, and it will be one that is certain. I pray that this building will be a source of inspiration, a light to our community. At the appointed time, Heavenly Father, let conviction rest upon the hearts of men, that they may see you even when they are not looking. Thank you for answering my prayer. In Yeshua's name, amen.
Thank you, Pastor. You all may be seated. The Landsome Bowl Cultural Center is now officially blessed. I expected to hear that whistle that was blowing earlier. So I'll say it again. The Landsome Bowl Cultural Center is officially blessed. Before I'm tasked with giving the vote of thanks, so I'll just two housekeeping notes. I'm reminding everyone, either stick around or go home, get into some comfortable shoes for the gospel explosion later. I think it was Brother Rock who had a song sometime back, "Come let us dance to the joy of the Lord." So let's get back here later and dance to the joy of the Lord. The vote of thanks, there's going to be an official vote of thanks where we're going to have to go through and we're going to thank everyone who deserves to be thanked for getting us this far. This afternoon, my vote of thanks is just for these proceedings. So I just want to make that clear. We're going to have a time when everyone who deserves to be thanked is going to be thanked good and proper. But for this afternoon, I just want to give some thanks to the persons who made this celebration, this opening blessing possible. So we had for the ribbon cutting, Her Excellency the Governor, the Premier, Minister Hughes, Minister Deanne Kentish Rogers, a representative from Leeward Construction. We thank you for cutting the ribbon. We had that earlier at the front before we start the celebration. For the design overview, giving us a brief synopsis of the design overview, we thank you, Mr. Morton, Mr. Courtney Morton. And for the project overview, Mr. Kasim Ford. Also for their brief remarks, we thank the representative from DOT, Mr. Greg Hughes from GT Construction, Mr. Denroy Gums from Leeward Construction. We also thank Her Excellency the Governor, Ms. Julia Crouch, for her brief remarks. For his brief remarks, we also thank the Honorable Minister, Mr. Hayden Hughes. We thank the Honorable Premier for his remarks. And we thank the Queen, the Honorable Ms. Deanne Kentish. I want to say brief remarks, but those were more than remarks. So I want to thank her for that message from her heart, because I could tell that was a message directly from her heart. And Pastor Denroy Gums, we thank you for so ably blessing this Landsome Bowl Cultural Center. And to you all who came out, every one of you, we thank you so much for being here with us. I expect when I come back here later, I know this place will be filled and we'll be all dancing and enjoying the celebrations. Once again, thank you very much. Oh, how can I forget? Titanium Songs. We thank you. Folks from the media, Lloyd, we thank you. We thank you. We thank you. Thanks.